You're tuned into the 247 Sports channel, ready to watch another one of the nation's top prospects announce his college decision. Today, it's San Jacinto, California High four-star receiver Dillon Gresham. Gresham had a monster junior season where he turned 90 receptions into 2,051 yards and 31 touchdowns. That yardage and those scores led the nation. His finalists are Arizona, Oregon, and Washington. Please hit the like and subscribe button for this video. And while you do that, we'll bring in 247 Sports national analyst and Golden State resident Greg Biggins to talk a little bit about Dillon Gresham. Greg, good morning.
Morning. How are you, Steve?
Doing well. Obviously, Dillon Gresham had the most prolific season in high school football last year. What do you love about this young man?
Honestly, I do. I love everything. You know, obviously production is big, but those stats can be deceiving, right? If you're in the right system, we see a lot of guys put up crazy numbers. Doesn't always translate. His game translates for sure, and he looks for 175. He's a really athletic-looking kid, a loose, flexible body. The speed is what jumped out for me, man. He's got a burst to him that I didn't see last year. He hits top end speed after about 3 or 4 strides, working on his hands. He's becoming more natural as a pass catcher. Big, strong, physical, can get deep, runs after the catch, two-way player, can play some corner, can play some safety. So look at the way his body and his body of work, the production with the physical tools. I think he's got a chance to be a really good player at the next level.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Let's go out to San Jacinto High right now and bring in the man of the hour, Dillon Gresham.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Dillon, good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please introduce us to the folks sharing the stage with you right now.
Well, this is mom, Cheryl Wiley, little sister, Dillon Gresham, and dad, Dillon Gresham.
Well, congrats to everybody up there. I know it was a fun road to get to this moment. Dillon, what were the important factors you were looking for in a college football program in school?
The most important factor I was looking for choosing a program was definitely a family environment, somewhere I could call my second home, somewhere I could feel very comfortable, on and off the field.
You narrowed your decision there to Arizona, Oregon, and Washington. Say something nice about each of those programs.
We could start off with, each of these programs really does have a really special staff, and each program has some that sticks out to me specifically. But, I feel comfortable making a decision off of who I felt the most comfortable with.
Well, the time is yours now to have the floor and let America know where you'll be playing your college football.
So with this decision, I'll be committing to University of Oregon.
Dillon Gresham commits to Oregon. The Ducks stay hot. Commit number 14 for Dan Lanning and his staff in the 2024 cycle. Oregon goes from number 6 to number 5 in the 247 Sports recruiting rankings, landing Dillon Gresham, the most prolific receiver in the country, 2,051 yards, 31 touchdowns, led the nation as a junior. Dillon, what put Oregon over the top for you?
Honestly, there was, with me throughout my whole recruiting process. Coach Lanning made a big impact on me. Both times I came up on visit, and, it's just a place I really see going to win a national championship.
Yeah. Talk about Coach Junior Adams and what attracted you to him as your future position coach.
I said this in another article, but Coach Adams, definitely was like a second father figure. He came off as, and he seemed like somebody who could separate business from family, and somebody who really knows what he's doing with receivers.
When you're on Oregon's campus, when you're in Eugene, what are some of the things that stand out to you about that program?
Definitely how flashy Oregon could be, and everything that they got going on as far as field night and the things to study for. It was very special.
Coach Dan Lanning, your thoughts on him as he tries and takes this program back to the college football playoff and beyond?
Say it one more time.
Your thoughts on Coach Lanning and why he's the head coach you wanted to play for?
Oh, yeah. Coach Lanning, real down-to-earth guy, and with the new program, new staff he's building in, just the players he's bringing in, he really can make that happen with making this program a really national championship team.
Well, congratulations on your commitment to Oregon, Dillon. We're going to bring in Duck Territories Matt Prem to help us break down what this means for Oregon. Matt, good morning. The Ducks have a top 5 recruiting class right now. Receiver's been a point of emphasis since Coach Lanning and company got into Eugene at the end of the 2022 recruiting cycle. And they now have 3 really good ones in the fold, with Dillon Gresham joining Jordan Anderson and Tyseer Denmark.
Yeah, Steve, you mentioned it. When Dan Lanning showed up in December of 2021, quickly hired Junior Adams, and they've gone about retooling this wide receiver room. 11 players now have been added or committed to this roster in the last 2.5 years. You think of Oregon football and you think of high-profile offenses and lots of points and lots of yards, but the receiver room really hasn't backed that up. It's been a lot of quarterback play. It's been a lot of running backs, and Lanning quickly has addressed that. Added multiple 4-stars. Gresham's the most recent one. And I think the thing that stands out to me the most is just his speed and his production value. The Ducks haven't had a lot of guys that can go over the top on the field in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And this is going to be someone that could help provide some of that.
Tight end AJ Pugliano also in the fold for Oregon, a top 5 recruiting class right now. Matt, just from your perspective, what have you seen from Coach Lanning and company? What do you think their secret sauce is on the trail right now as they continue to land blue chipper after blue chipper?
I think this staff just really relates well with the current players, with the recruits, with the parents. Every time we talk to recruits, every time we bump into players for interviews, they always talk about just the family atmosphere, how it's not always about football, that the coaches really embrace these guys, becoming men, becoming more than just a football player. Even this past Friday, the team had a 6-hour networking event, with getting to know people on the business side, getting to know people on the academic side. It's not just football for Dan Lanning. And I think that really resonates well with the families and the recruits when they come in and take these visits.
Matter Day receiver Jack Ressler was on campus this past weekend. I logged the 247 Sports crystal ball for Oregon to ultimately land him. His 2 5-star teammates, Brandon Baker, our number 1 ranked offensive tackle, defensive lineman Aiden Breland, who's a stock up guy with us as our rankings update later today on the 247 Sports Network. I think Oregon's at the top or near the top for those young men. Who else do you think Oregon's strongly positioned for here as summer really heats up and official visit season takes off here in June?
Yeah, I'd be really curious to see where they go at receiver because, like you said, you logged in a crystal ball. They've got multiple guys here that they're still in a good spot with. Ryan Pelham is one that stands out. Maybe they can get Gatelin Bear out of Idaho to stay out west. That's going to have some battles there with some bigger schools. And then, you mentioned 1 5-star and Brandon Baker. I'd be curious. Oregon's always been in the hunt with Elijah Rushing, the 5-star out of Arizona. If they're going to make this run at the best class in school history, which we can now talk about as a real possibility for them, Elijah Rushing is going to have to be one of those guys that they close strong with. And as you know, Steve, Dan Lanning's group, they know how to close the job here and get things done on the recruiting trail. And that would be another one where they seem to be in a good spot from a recruitment standpoint.
Sure. Christian Clark's a running back from Arizona. They'd love to land Jaquan McRoy, the number 3 offensive tackle in the country from Alabama. I think Oregon's in great spot for him. They just had Zena Umeozulu, a top 247 edge from Texas on campus earlier this month. You talked about Elijah Rushing, 3 more defensive 247 Sports composite 5-stars. They're definitely in the middle of it for Williams Winery from Lee Summit North in Missouri, Dan Lanning's hometown. David Stone from IMG Academy, and then linebacker Justin Williams. My crystal ball is on Oregon for Williams, but Alabama and Georgia certainly trying to change that. But one thing that we can't change today, Dillon Gresham, the most prolific receiver in high school football, committed to the Ducks today. Thanks for tuning in and watching Oregon move into the top 5 of the 247 Sports recruiting rankings. Please hit like and subscribe so you are alerted for the next blue chip prospect that announces his college decision on the 247 Sports channel. Have a great day.